Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and it's time for Graphic Novel Monthly, or GN Monthly for short. These are for the comic graphic novels and collected editions I've read for the month of July 2012. This is just basically like a monthly show I do where I review graphic novels for one particular month the ones that I've actually read, because if I do like a mail time before this, and it's like I unbox something like the first two volumes of the Batman Nightfall trilogy, those I haven't finished yet, so they're not going to be on here till at least next month. But I have at least 7 books here that I can review, so there will be a lot. First off, from the Independents, IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 2. This was the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series by IDW. Basically, this one takes place after the first this is Volume 2, so Raphael, the Turtles have just found Raphael, and now they're starting to get back together. They're back together as a family, and they are working together. And so since Raphael's back, Master Splinter gives the other 3 turtles, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo, their respective color masks, because at the start of the series it was just like in the original very first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where they all wore red masks, but now Splinter gave them their respective colors because he said that they originally were wearing red to remind them to look for Raphael, but now that he's back, he's given them their respective colors. So Leo's wearing blue, Donnie's in purple, and Mikey's in orange. And also in this story, April O'Neil meets Casey Jones, and they start hanging out. And also this volume is sort of a retelling of the Mouser of the first story arc featuring the Mousers, which were the robotic mouse type things that invaded the Turtles' home. And also there is a cameo by Krang in this book, so it's pretty fun. This is definitely a great This is definitely a great series. I have been enjoying this series since it came out. The first volume was great. This is also pretty great. I like this series, although I do prefer waiting for the trades to come out, because this gives me something that's sort of an ongoing graphic novel series. But if you're a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you should definitely get this series, because people who've reviewed the individual issues have said they're great, and I agree with them. This is definitely a great series. Okay, next up from IDW is Angel After the Fall, the Premiere Edition. Okay, this is Angel After the Fall takes place right after the last episode of Season 5 of Angel. The way Season 5 ended, it ended on a cliffhanger. Joss Whedon did plan for a 6th season of Angel. However, it was too late to take any. He acted a little too late with the network, the WB, and so they naturally just passed on another season. So Angel got canceled after the 5th season, unfortunately. So, and the way it ended was basically after each members of Team Angel went after the Circle of members of the Circle of Black Thorns. Angel, Illyria, Gunn, and Spike met up in the alley outside the Hyperion Hotel, and right when they did that, suddenly an army of demons and stuff appears getting ready to attack them, sent by Wolfram and Hart, and now they have to deal with that, and that's where it ended. But this one takes place right after. This book takes place right after the scene left off. Well, not necessarily right after, but it does explain what happened afterwards. After it happened, the senior partners at Wolfram and Hart apparently sent Los Angeles to hell, and they made Angel human. So there was that. So Angel is stuck in hell, and he's fighting demons, trying to protect the innocent citizens of LA, while also dealing with all the demons that Wolfram Hart trapped in hell too. And also he's human. But fortunately, Wesley comes back as kind of a ghost and helps Angel heal and still maintain his awesomeness. But in the end, I can't believe I'm saying this, but spoiler alert: Gunn got bit and turned and sired into a vampire right after the fight in the alley. And so Gunn was I wouldn't say Gunn was necessarily the big bad of this, but he did start to turn to the dark side. And the only way Angel gets an idea about what his role in the upcoming apocalypse will be, and apparently Angel's not happy with it. So he figures out that the senior partners still need him alive, and when Angel pretty much goads Gunn into killing him, the senior partners are like, okay, that's it, we're reversing time, we gotta make sure we're not sending them to hell. So they reverse time, and Los Angeles doesn't get sent to hell, and Angel's alive and still undead. Basically, that's what happened. Pretty much everyone in Los Angeles still remembered their time in hell, and Wolfram and Hart apparently left the plane, this plane of existence, because after they saved Gunn from being sired, Angel went back to where the Wolfram and Hart building was, and it was gone. So that's what happened. Pretty much, if you're unsatisfied, if you were really wondering what happened to Angel after the final scene in the final episode, then I would definitely recommend getting this book. This is the premiere. The reason I got the premiere edition is because when the series was started to be collected, it's 17 issues long, so there's 4 different volumes. So originally there were 4 individual volumes. There's hardback versions and paperback versions, but then they came out with the premiere, which collected all 17 issues. I just went with the premiere because it seemed more convenient and everything. Each of the 4 individual volumes is like $20. I think if you tried to find it on eBay or Amazon Marketplace or something, but the premiere edition is fairly expensive. It cost me about $60 to $75. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go take care of a phone call. Where was I? Oh yeah, Angel After the Fall premiere edition. It cost you about $70. The 4 individual volumes for the series, but if you want to go with the 4 volume route, it is a little harder because, you can find 2, 3, and 4 easy, but I think number 1 is hard to find. So I would recommend the premiere edition just so you can pay one price and just get all 17 issues collected like that. It's not really that bad though. Okay, moving right along. From Dark Horse Comics, Angel and Faith, Volume 1, Live Through This. This is published by Dark Horse, not IDW, because right after, when Dark Horse started to publish the Buffy comics, and I think when they were going to do Season 8, they had to... I think Dark Horse bought all the publishing rights from IDW, so all the series like Angel and Spike, featuring Angel and Spike, they ended on IDW, so they could start having their stories told from Dark Horse Comics. And this series, Angel and Faith, it's written by Christos Gage, who's also the writer of Avengers Academy, and this takes place it takes place after Buffy Season 8. It takes place at the same time as Season 9. I don't really want to read Buffy Season 9 just yet. I kind of want to get through Season 8 first, then start reading Season 9. But Angel and Faith, though, I do want to read this because Angel and Faith are 2 of my favorite characters, and I do like Christos Gage as a writer, so I figured I'd trade weight this series. Okay, so Season 9... Okay, so basically it takes place right after Season 8 ended, and warning, there are spoilers in this for Season 8. Angel got possessed by an entity called Twilight, and while under the entity's influence, he killed Giles. Now, Volume 1 of Angel and Faith deals with sort of how Angel's been dealing with this, and now he's developed this plan to bring Giles back to life. And it's a little difficult to do because at the end of Buffy Season 8, Buffy destroyed the Seed of Wonder, and that it pretty much destroyed all magic on the planet. Basically what it means is witches and warlocks now lose their ability to cast spells. Vampires and slayers still exist, but no new slayer can be called. And also, if vampires try to sire someone, they just come back as kind of a zombie vampire, or a zompire, if you will. And this volume 1 collects the first 5 issues of it. 1 through 4 basically deals with Angel getting through the first steps of, trying to bring Giles back. And he does get a plan involving the blood of a Mahra demon, which if you've seen the Angel TV series, you may recognize as the blood that turned Angel human for a day, and it let him have like one day of happiness with Buffy. But eventually he did reverse time. But he reversed time to make sure he never got infected so that he could still help the helpless and stuff. And so Angel and Faith do go after some Mahra blood to try to so that they could go through the first steps of bringing Giles back, but it doesn't go exactly as planned because even though magic's been erased, the Mahra blood is different because because for some people it just keeps regenerating new body parts, and it's very disgusting. And there is a one-shot dealing, and the last issue, the 5th issue, is just like a one-shot dealing with some case Harmony Kendall hires Angel and Faith for. But the first 4 issues of this involving the return of Giles is very nice. Gage really does capture Angel and Faith in this book. I highly recommend this to Angel and fans of both Angel and Faith, just because it's a great series. And Volume 2 is coming out this December, and I know what I'm asking for Christmas. Alright, moving right along. DC Comics. This is something that I've talked about before. Batman, Earth 1. I already did a full video review featuring Batman, Earth 1, so I'll just be brief with this. If you want, you can check out my full review of this by going to my channel, search for Batman, Earth 1 review, and it should come up on your results. Basically, Earth 1 is a reimagining of the origin of Batman, and things are different. I mean, Alfred isn't really a butler, he's more of a trainer for Bruce, and also Penguin is involved in this, but he's not necessarily the Penguin, he's the mayor of Gotham, he's Oswald Cobblepot, and it does sort of provide a new motivation to why Thomas Wayne was killed, as how Bruce thinks it couldn't have been just some random mugging. But I would highly recommend Batman Earth 1 for Batman fans, and it came out perfect timing. It came out like a few weeks right before Dark Knight Rises, so that was good marketing strategy on DC's part. It's a great sort of Elseworlds graphic novel that I would definitely recommend to people. Alright, moving along. Wonder Woman, Volume 1, Blood. This is the first Wonder Woman trade released after the New 52. It collects the first 6 issues of the Wonder Woman series. And basically what writer Brian Azzarello has done with this is he's updated Diana's origin so that she's no longer... Well, Diana's original origin is her mother, Queen Hippolyta, made her from clay, and then by the power of the gods, the clay baby was brought to life, and that was her daughter Diana. But now it's changed so that Diana wasn't made of clay. She was actually the love child of Hippolyta and Zeus. And there is a lot more Greek mythology involved in this book, which I enjoy. Basically, what happened? Basically, there's a lot more Greek mythology involved by using Poseidon, Hades, and Hera. Hera is basically the main enemy of this book, as she's not only tries to seek vengeance on Hippolyta, but also this woman who's just recently discovered she's pregnant with another child of Zeus, and so Diana ends up being the woman's protector. This this book doesn't really give much focus for Wonder Woman because it does have a large supporting cast involved. Well, not large, but just a wide supporting cast, and so it's not 100% focused on Diana most of the time. But like I said, if you are a fan of Greek mythology, I think you'll find some of the references in this book very nice. And also, they returned Wonder Woman to her original costume. No pants. But it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's one of the best new series of the 52, but it's not terrible. I do plan on getting Volume 2 when it comes out in January. But Wonder Woman, I think it's a good series. Just kind of has a rocky start right now. And, alright, now for Marvel. Uncanny X-Force, Otherworld. This is probably basically what happens is, the Captain Britain Corps has kidnapped Phantom X, and they put him on trial for the murder of Apocalypse, who was reincarnated as a child. And Psylocke, whose brother is Captain Britain of the Marvel 616 universe, she and X-Force go after him. And also in this book collected is 19.1, which was an introduction to what happened to the Age of Apocalypse X-Men after the last story arc involving Dark Angel. And also there is a one-shot tale featuring the Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler as he goes after the Age of Apocalypse version of Iceman. Otherworld is probably the weakest story arc I've read of X-Force thus far. I mean, the whole setting of Otherworld, though, like in this sort of like fantasy Lord of the Rings type of deal, it's not really something that fits well with X-Force. I mean, I like the issue at the end where we did see Nightcrawler going after his universe's version of Iceman, and that was pretty off. That was probably the only good point of that book. But the Otherworld story arc, it really didn't work. If you can catch my meaning, I would say that, at best, just go on some online store and get if you are trade waiting Uncanny X-Force, just get issue number 24 from like a comic shop or an online store, and just don't bother buying the trade. That's my best advice. And last book from Marvel, Daredevil Volume 2. Daredevil Volume 2 is I really do like this ongoing series by Mark Waid. Basically it deals with, it's not an entire story, it's not like an entire 6-issue story, it's just like 1 to 4, there's like 4 individual stories in this. There's the Christmas story that took place in issue 7, which involves Matt Murdock and a school for the blind. The crossover that they did with Amazing Spider-Man, and also the story where Mole Man kidnaps the bodies from the cemetery where Matt Murdock's father is buried. That was a very nice story. I gotta admit, that was probably my favorite story in this. And also 10.1, which is another .1 issue, and it just gives you sort of a reintroduction to Matt Murdock's powers and abilities, and also kind of sets the stages for what's going to happen next involving the Omega Drive, which is this device that Wade pretty much created in the first story arc back in Volume 1, which was made out of one of the uniforms of the Fantastic Four to hold like almost vast amounts of information, and pretty much all the major crime units want it. Black Spectre, AIM, Hydra, guys like that all want it, and Matt Murdock and Daredevil has it, so he's doing his best to protect it. So, Daredevil Volume 2 is very great. I would highly recommend this. If you haven't given the new Daredevil series a shot, I'd recommend go back, getting Volume 1, then getting this, because it is amazing. And I'm going to start picking up, and I think starting next week, I'm going to buy a couple of individual issues of Daredevil and then decide whether or not I want to keep picking it up ongoingly. Okay, well, that's it for GN Monthly this month. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I encouraged some people to buy some trade paperbacks. That's it for now. Spider-Man 1991 saying thank you for watching, thanks for subscribing, and see you later.